kind of what's going to be happening here. This is some stuff I'm starting with, not the only stuff, but this is carrot, obviously, as you can see. A couple of these are going to be going in, not all of them actually. This is some ginger, going to be using that. These are the noodles I'm using, the rice noodles. As I flip them, some actually pop out, no big deal. Cooking these, and some garlic. I've got some onion, canned pineapple, a green pepper, and this coconut oil, and I have some chicken drumsticks that you can't see. So what I'm going to be working on early is, first of all, I want these noodles in start cooking. So how I do this is I kind of want like a thin noodle in my stir fry. So what I'm going to do is break these in half and put them in this little pot here. And I'll try to hone in on that so you can see it. So I just really simply break it in half, throw it in. As you can see, they're about this size now. And just put them right in there. And I'm going to be using two. I'm making quite a bit. I'm going to have leftovers for tomorrow for sure. And have my roommate Howard have some. So that's pretty much all that is. And as you can see, a little bit of wrapper in there. There we go. That's what it looks like. You know, pretty standard stuff. And then I'm going to be putting in a little, just a tiny bit of olive oil. Just an absolutely tiny bit. And then some water and a little salt. Then I'm going to put that in the oven and let that cook at a high temperature. And it doesn't need a ton of water, just kind of enough so it fills up all the way. And I'm putting in a pinch of salt here. You can't see it. It's over here. And now it's good to go. So I'm going to throw that on the back burner over here. Oops, that's not the back burner. There we go. And that's going to be cooking on a high heat for a while. And now I'm going to peel these carrots. And unfortunately, you know, peeling carrots, it's not really the most exciting thing in the world. So I'm not even going to bother bringing the camera over. But I'm going to be doing that over here. I'm just going to peel 2 carrots and then peel my ginger. I'll be back shortly. If you do miss me, I'm sorry. And one thing I just realized is that I need to change my header. It still says I'm playing Heroes of the Storm, so I'm going to try to change that. Because it keeps not wanting to change. And I always leave it, put it as Cooking Mama. And, you know, it doesn't always seem to work out. So hopefully it'll be updated now. But now I peeled my 2 carrots. I'm going to move on to the ginger, and then we'll be, you know, good to go in terms of chopping things up. We'll move on to the ginger now. And now I've got this chunk of ginger. It's not perfectly peeled, as you can see on some of the ends. So I'm gonna, now that I've chopped off a chunk, I'm going to go do the rest of the peeling. Do that momentarily. And ginger is actually kind of a pain in the ass to peel. I don't know if you have any experience peeling the ginger, but it's not exactly fun. But now we get to the, I guess, a little bit more fun part. Now that we've peeled our necessary things, I'm going to start out by chopping up this ginger quite fine, because this is actually going into a sauce. So I'm going to kind of basically mince it. And this is a quite tough ginger. Doesn't exactly want to go down without a fight. That's fine. You know, let ginger be as tough as it wants. It's no match for me. And now from here, just going to kind of go to town, pivot cutting it, like kind of a cross pattern to maximize the efficiency of my cuts. And this still isn't quite where we want it. It's taking a good amount of time, but that's kind of what happens with this ginger. It's not exactly the easiest thing to mince, and without a food processor, it is not easy to get in the place we want it. So it does take, you know, patience, things like that, determination, mental fortitude, whatever terms you want to call it. That is what is required for something like this. Every now and then you gotta wipe off your blade because you get a buildup of ginger on it that needs to be removed. No big deal. And I think this is getting really close to where we need it to be. And I think we're good. So now I'm going to save that off right there. For now, I'm just going to push it to the side of the cutting board while I work on these carrots. And these carrots, I want to basically just be in little slices. Nothing too fancy with the carrots. Just, you know, fairly thin slices of carrot that will actually be cooking in the sauce. And that's where this spicy ginger carrot comes from. And this is a recipe that I just dreamed up today while I was looking at what I had sitting around. And I thought this, you know, would be fun to do. Something new, something kind of exciting. It's not like the craziest recipe in the world, but it's something that I think is fairly unique. So that's kind of why I wanted to do it. And so now, you know, you're back to seeing me, which I'm sure you're happy about. I'm going to be taking this frying pan and emptying in the ginger. Well, first, actually, I'm going to put in some soy sauce. We're using this premium soy sauce right here. As you can see, it's quite premium. Give it a smell, you know, kind of get the flavor in your mind so you can plan things out. That's what I always like. I like to be one with the flavors. And so I'm pouring into my pan, getting kind of just a good base down. And then I'm going to be putting in coconut oil. just to thicken it up, give it some texture and a little bit of flavor as well. Not a ton. It's going to be some coconut oil, this ginger, and then some carrot. And then actually I'm going to be kind of cooking my drumsticks in there with some mixed veggies, and then throwing it, well, not the drumsticks. The drumsticks I'm going to not throw in, but everything else will be thrown in with the noodles into a wok and stir fry it up. So I think that's going to be really good. And I need a fork to get this coconut oil out. And I'll kind of try to show you what I'm doing here. There you see we have this base of soy sauce down. So now I'm going to be throwing in just a little bit of coconut oil. We don't need a lot. We just want to thicken it up, fill it out basically, so it's more of like a, soy sauce is kind of a thin, very watery sauce, and we want it to be kind of like a thicker, more full-bodied sauce, especially as we introduce this ginger and the carrot and things like that. And so now you see we got that, and as we cook it, coconut oil will melt and mix in real nicely with the soy sauce. At least that's the plan, that's the plan. And here comes the ginger. This is quite a bit of ginger. Like, I'm not messing around with this ginger, let me tell you that. And then actually, I'm going to bring you back over here a little bit, because I'm going to chop these carrots up a little bit finer. Nothing too crazy, but just kind of chop it up into things like that. So now you can see, they're like mainly halves. Some of them are like thirds. But that's about what I want. There we go. Because I still want these to keep their shape and kind of their texture, rigidity. But I want them to really like kind of absorb the sauce and be very succulent, maybe, if you will. And then ginger. 3 cloves of ginger is going in here as well. And the ginger will be minced as well. This is a technique I've shown multiple times in my cooking show. To get the skin off of the garlic is, and did I say ginger last time? I meant garlic. I apologize. This is garlic. You just kind of smash it with the flat of your blade. It helps you get the skin off your garlic, and I didn't do a good job with this one in particular. The other two I did a much better job with. As you can see with these two, it's just going to come off real easily. Bam. Skin gone. And now, just put these right next to each other. Chop them up vertically first. And now, just go to town with pivot cutting, very similarly to what I did with the ginger. I want it to be about the same size as the ginger was. And these flavors are already coming out quite a bit. I can already smell it. The sauce just sitting in the pan without even cooking yet is already smelling delicious. So, wish you could smell it with me. Wish my computer had a little smell scope or smell cam or something like that. That you could experience the flavors as I am. Fortunately, that's not the case. And so now I got this. This is about where I want it, so I'm just going to throw it right in. It could be a little more, but we're going to be cooking this for quite a while, so I don't think it will be a big deal. And so here's kind of what it looks like. So you can see that. This is what it looks like right now. Obviously, I'm going to be mixing it up and cooking it, and then reintroducing the other things to it. But for now, this is what's going to go on the stovetop. And this is going to be on a medium-low heat, for a good amount of time. And I'm going to be chopping up some more veggies and then throwing in the drumsticks shortly. But I'm going to let that kind of set in first. So. And so we're putting in the pineapple actually first. I kind of forgot to put in the pineapple. I was going to put that in originally, so I'm going to do that right now before I forget. Because it doesn't have to be in right away, but I kind of want to. I'm actually not going to. Yeah, I'm going to basically dice up just two tiny chunks of pineapple just for the flavor, and then I'm going to introduce those. And just so you can see, just 2 pieces, just kind of mashing up, mincing very fine. And then I'm going to put these in as well, just for the flavor, into the sauce. And so as you can see, that's good. Right on my knife, just going to throw it right in the sauce. And actually, I'm going to put the rest of this pineapple away because this is I'm going to introduce this in the wok with once the noodles are combined with vegetables. That's when I'm going to do that. So now I'm going to cut up some vegetables and show you that process. So I'm going to wash my hands a little bit. Just rinse my hands. And actually, I need to stir up the sauce first. So I'm just going to be doing that real quick. Okay, and now we're going to start chopping up some veggies. So what I've got ready here is half an onion that I've already, I used this on a different meal. Now I'm going to use the rest of it here to try to, make use of my leftover vegetables. And I'll kind of just show you how I'm going to be chopping these up. These are going to be kind of long strands of onion. And I just kind of want to make sure that I get a good, very precise cut, because the size and the texture of these onions is actually quite important here for this particular dish. And so I'm taking my time, cutting these very slowly, because I want to make sure that these are exactly where I want them. Because if I do it too fast, I might have some too small, some too big, and I could probably get enough out of it to make it worthwhile, but what's the point? I want to make sure that this is good, and I can sacrifice an extra, 30 seconds, which is probably how much longer it's going to take to do this. Okay, and actually here, can't really do much more of this, so I'm just going to chop this side up and throw this in the sauce, because I actually think a little bit of onion will go really well with the sauce. And this is too small of an area to really get the size pieces of onions out that I want. So I'm going to let this onion stew in the sauce with that carrot, with the ginger, garlic, and the soy sauce, and I think it'll be good. But I want it to be pretty small little chunks. So I'm going to mince it up pretty well. Which, of course, kind of wreaks havoc on my eyeballs. Mincing onion is, what kind of makes you cry. Dicing it can too, but it's nowhere near as bad as mincing. But here we go. This is about where I want it. I'm going to throw it in with the rest of it. And now I'm going to throw the drumsticks in, which I don't know if you'll be able to see. Probably not, but I've just got these 3 drumsticks here. And I'm going to be throwing these in with the sauce. I'm going to be covering it and flipping it not too long after. But now that chicken is going to absorb a lot of that flavor, and I think it'll be quite delicious. But now we've got these chunks of onion about this size, and this is what we're going to be kind of throwing in with into the actual wok with the noodles and the veggies and things like that, and with the sauce as well. So that'll be good. That's going to be after these drumsticks have cooked. And so now I'm going to be chopping up a green bell pepper. And as I always show, I kind of rip out this core, throw it out. I cut off the top, and then you get this little ring. And you can actually use this ring perfectly fine. And I think this is just my personal favorite way to chop up a green pepper. As you get off the top, you're easily able to core it, and it works just fine for me. Now I'm going to be cutting it into sections. Just 4 sections, each about this size. And that makes it really easy to cut or to slice into these long little strands, which is what I want. I hope you can see what I'm doing right now. I'm not really sure exactly where the camera is because I can't see it. So, now we've got strands about this size. Can you see that? I can't even tell. About this size. It's so hard to think of, my brain looking at the camera trying to figure out exactly where to put my hand. But yeah, they're about this size. And this is what we're going to want in our actual dish. And so we don't need a ton of these. I think I can use about half of this green pepper and then put the rest, the other half, in a little plastic baggie and save it for later. And this dish would actually be really good if you use some green pepper and like some red or yellow pepper, orange pepper. I think mixing peppers is really good for something like this. For a stir fry, kind of adds another layer of flavor. We've got about this sized amount of green peppers, and actually, I'm just going to use the whole thing. I think I could get away with that, and it would be perfectly fine. But I just realized that I am using a lot of noodles, so might as well just use the whole damn thing. So there we go, we got that. And this is what I'm going to do with the ring. I'm going to cut off these ends, and then I'm going to have these kind of like smaller strands as well in here. And that's fine. They're not the same size as the rest of it, but since we're not going to be cooking, it doesn't matter. They won't unevenly cook. And so now, these side pieces are about this size. You can see, and that's totally fine. Obviously smaller than the rest. I'm not too concerned. And now these veggies are ready for when we actually stir fry. Not putting it in with the sauce and the chicken right now. That's kind of just like a slow saute-y thing. And I'm going to check on that right now, see how it's doing. And it smells amazing. I'm going to mix up the sauce a little bit, take a minute, just to make sure it's not kind of burning while it's down there. And our noodles have finished cooking, so that's good. Our noodles are good to go. And I think most of you are probably used to like a chow mein or a lo mein type noodle. This is a much thinner, kind of a rice noodle that I'm using in the stir fry. I think it's going to work a little better with this type of sauce that I'm using, these veggies. But I love chow mein, lo mein, stir fries. They're so good. But, this is something a little different. So that's what the noodles look like. And we're going to be, I can actually just throw in these veggies with it now. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not cooking it yet, but, there's no reason really not to throw in all these veggies. And so then this is what it looks like with all the veggies in it. And we're going to be mixing in that sauce, and that's going to really kick it up. And actually pineapple. So I'm going to grab some of these pineapple here, throw it in as well. Just whole chunks of pineapple will do really well in this, I think. And I'm actually going to throw in a lot more pineapple than I normally would, just because I don't want to keep this pineapple sitting around any longer. Actually, this was leftover pineapple from like a night ago. So I'm actually putting a lot of pineapple in there. That's fine. I really like pineapple. So if you were making this at home, you probably wouldn't want to put as much pineapple as I did. And I'll show you the monstrous amount of pineapple that's in here. This is going to be like, pineapple heaven. And the man loves pineapple. Pineapple heaven sounds pretty good to me. Now I'm going to be flipping this chicken real quick. And I'm not going to be lying when I say that this smells pretty freaking amazing. That chicken with the sauce it's going to be quite scrumptious, I do believe. And now I've got a little bit of time. I need this chicken to finish cooking. So, got a little bit of time to kill here, which always seems to happen whenever we have the show. There's a little bit of downtime. This isn't like a cooking show. This isn't Rachel Ray. We can't just like whip out the finished product out of the oven and everybody's like, oh, wow, that's awesome. I don't cook two meals. I don't cook one beforehand and one during. So what you see is what you get, more or less, I should say. And I know my aunt who watches the YouTube of this, I just touched my hair. She's gonna lose her mind, but that's okay because no hair in my hand. You can check it out. Look, it's fine. And I will wash my hands before I touch anything. I'm not gonna be cooking. So you can stop freaking out, Kathy. Stop losing your mind right now. And for the rest of the year, probably just like, what the hell is he talking about? Don't worry about it. It's all good. But yeah, not a lot of time left to kill. Probably only gonna need about 3 or 4 minutes. So we can just sit here and chat. We can have a good time. Although there's no one in chat right now, which is kind of sad. Usually there's someone who can kind of, defray the monotony or whatever you want to say about what's going on right now. We can kind of liven things up. Usually someone has something to say, but right now it's just me alone in my thoughts. Solitary confinement, basically, in the kitchen, is what this episode's called. Sad times. But all the regulars who do stop by, I'm not calling you out. I do appreciate it when you come and when I understand you've got lives beyond watching me cook food and play video games. So totally obviously understand that you're not gonna make it every time. Um, so right now I will just I could what can I do? What cool things are there to do in the world? I always juggle. I'm not gonna juggle again. That would be like my fourth time consecutive juggling. That might get a little ridiculous. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna check on the chicken real quick because I'm in a bit of a loss right now. Actually, the sauce is evaporating a little faster than anticipated. I'm gonna add some more soy sauce to it just to kind of spruce it up a little bit. And because I added more soy sauce, I'm gonna add a little more coconut oil too. And I'm actually gonna do something a little bit crazy. Got this pineapple juice, and the essence of not wasting things. I learned from a girl I know named Fruit, who took things to the extreme when it came to not wasting things. And this dishwasher needs to shut up so I can so you can hear me. Sorry, the dishwasher is overpowering my voice. I'll try to speak up a little louder, get a little closer to the screen. A girl I knew named Fru took not wasting things to the extreme, where like you'd be eating lettuce and she'd want to eat like the center of the lettuce, the core of the green pepper. Why waste things? The skin of the ginger, and that was pretty cool. She was a very cool person, and if somehow she stumbles upon this on the internet, uh, how's it going, Fru? I think you're a cool person, as I was saying. But so, in her spirit of not wasting anything, I'm going to put the rest of this pineapple juice. There really isn't much. You can't really see it. It's tiny, bit at the bottom, and I'm going to pour it into the sauce because I think it'll give it a little kick and make Fru happy. Somewhere in the world, Fru is getting a shiver right now, knowing someone's speaking about her, and she can know it's in it's good things. And so there, pineapple juice is in the sauce. Chicken's very close to being done. I'm just going to kind of mix it in a little bit. And cover it for maybe another like 2 or 3 minutes. And then I think this chicken's going to be superb. And the sauce is going to be superb as well. And then we can throw the sauce in with our noodles and with our vegetables. And that's when you know you're cooking with fire. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Take my word, although you may not trust me. What have I ever done for you? Maybe the saying. Um, you got a good point. What have I ever done for you? Tell you what, if you come down to Redondo Beach right now, if you can make it in the next 20 minutes, I got a hot meal waiting for you. And just ask and I'll throw my address out there for you. Hopefully you're not a serial killer. I don't even know who you are either. But it's all about trust. It's all about trust. I'm trusting that you're not gonna come kill me if I give you my address, and you're trusting that my meal isn't gonna taste like garbage, and I know what I'm talking about. So it goes both ways. And some of you are probably saying pineapple in the stir fry. I mean, there's some people who haven't gotten the memo that pineapple is really good in savory dishes. It is really good in savory dishes. It's good in a lot of things that you wouldn't expect. Pineapple's really good in salsas. It's good in pasta. It's good in pizza. It's good in stir fries. It's good in Indian food, like some curries. So if you didn't get the memo, I'm telling you right now, pineapple is legit in like everything. Just throw it in anything. I'm telling you right now, it's good. We still got some time to kill, a little bit. I'll talk about this. This is a water bottle I purchased. It's got like a Brita filter, and it's pretty nice actually. Although one thing that I find weird, so I put lemon in here, I still taste the lemon. That's something I was curious about. It's like if this filter is so powerful, like they act, why doesn't it filter out the lemon? Um, that's my question, Britta. Answer that. But yeah, we'll be moving on to the next phase of this meal extremely shortly. And honestly, you're not going to be able to see much of that because I'd have to reposition the camera in a very awkward place. So I don't know what to tell you about that much. I guess I maybe could make it work. It'd be difficult. Um, all right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it just for you because I think you're so awesome. No shorts? No, I am wearing the shorts. I am wearing the shorts. See? See, look. You didn't. You didn't believe Andy, and Andy is my uncle. In case you're wondering, he's currently in the chat. He's actually the only one I think in chat right now, which is kind of sad. As I was saying earlier, Andy, a lot of the usuals weren't able to make it today, so right now it's just me and you holding down the fort. And so I'm gonna actually move the laptop so you can see the next phase of my meal. Well, actually, before I do that, I think the chicken's good. I'm gonna take the chicken off. Okay, now we're left with the sauce. And I can turn off the heat for now. And now I'm gonna try to move the laptop so you can see what I'm gonna be doing next. This is actually gonna be quite difficult, so bear with me here. Now you can see me, my face, and actually this plate is right in the way. Now this is getting tricky. Gonna move this. Alright, here we go. Now this is stove time. Now you're gonna be able to see what's happening on the stove at all times. So here we go. We've got the stir fry ready to go. And now we're gonna be pouring in. We'll turn on the heat first. On a medium low. And then the sauce, we're gonna pour right over the top. This is that, actually some of that kind of almost burnt. That's okay. We'll kind of avoid that area. But this is the sauce we're trying to get in there with the spicy ginger carrot. And so now, if you can see, we've kind of got this, we're going to mix it in. We're going to mix it in with the vegetables and the noodles. We're going to kind of get it going. I think I actually waited a little too long on those noodles. They kind of started to set a little bit. And so some of these are going to take a little work, a little finagling to get them to loosen up a little bit. But you know, we're just gonna mix in these vegetables, let them cook with the sauce, and I actually think, let me check something here with this sauce. Yeah, that's a little burnt. So since I lost some sauce in the pan that was a little burnt, I'm gonna just pour a little more soy sauce, just a little bit, on top of this. Kind of mix it in, and I think I could have made more anyway. Um, but now I think this is, you know, a good amount of sauce. But what really came in was that spicy ginger carrot that I think is really going to, you know, the flavor is just going to explode into all these veggies. At least that's the plan. And I'm just trying to, the noodles had set, like I kind of said. Some of the noodles were set, and that meant they were sticking together pretty hard. But as it heats up, and as I'm cooking with this oil, they come apart if I kind of just stir them up. And I'm trying to stir them up with the noodles, with all the veggies, and kind of just get it all mixed in well together. Otherwise, it's going to be kind of like the high school lunchroom, where the noodles all hang out with all the noodles, and the veggies all hang out with all the veggies. Pineapple just sits alone in the corner. You know, that kind of thing. That's not what I want. I want them to mingle. I want them to get to know each other. I want the green peppers to be hanging out with the noodles and the pineapples. It's kind of my Bill Cosby speech. You know, the noodles and the pineapples and the things and the onions. And, wow, that was my worst Bill Cosby I think of my life. Generally, when you're doing an impersonation, you kind of need to say things that those people say. And I don't think Bill Cosby talks about noodles, pineapples, and green peppers that much. You know, you gotta be like, well, you see, Theo, you know. That was also really bad. Wow. Apparently, my Bill Cosby is gone and never coming back. And I do apologize for how terrible all of those were. Not that I ever did a very good Bill Cosby anyway. So maybe I should retire while I'm behind. Retire my Bill Cosby impersonation. And now this is starting to really turn out. You can't smell it like I can, but man, it's smelling good. I'm trying to get my face in here without like getting it weird. It's good. It's looking good. It's I haven't tasted it, but it's smelling good. And yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm really excited for this. It's not going to take a lot more cooking, just a little bit more. So I'm going to bring it back on, and I'm going to add just a little. I'm going to add a little crushed red pepper into this, just to add a little bit more spice. Kick it up just a little bit. And then I'm going to grind a little black pepper into this here. And a little salt. Yeah, I think that's all the seasonings we're going to need. And right now it's the perfect amount of sauce I want. It's not pooling at the bottom. It's just kind of mixed in. And yeah, you can't see it, but there's actually no sauce at the bottom. It's completely been absorbed into the veggies, the pineapple, and the noodles, which is exactly what I wanted to happen. And unfortunately, the sauce I made didn't quite get to that point. Probably because a little bit of it burned to the bottom, but mainly just because I didn't make enough. And so I think it's good. I'm going to take these tongs here. And I'll be throwing this plate with a drumstick. I don't want to get a lot of this pineapple. I think I actually grabbed too much green pepper. I want some green pepper left over for the leftovers, not going to hog it all. And so this is what the finished dish looks like. And I'm actually going to move the laptop again. Move it over here to the place where I'm going to be eating. And so this is what it looks like when it's all said and done. I don't know how easily you can see it, but you know, we got the drumstick over here, right here, cooked in that really good sauce, and over here we got the stir fry. So you know, normally you kind of get vegetables that you can put in the stir fry. This is kind of different just because I happen to have a drumstick. I had a whole bunch of drumsticks that I needed to use that I had purchased on sale, so I thought, hey, we can do it a little differently, you know, mix it up a little bit. So that's how it came out. And I'm going to eat this. I'm going to take a bite first, so you can kind of, you know, you can see my reaction, I guess, and watch me eat, because that's something anyone wants to do. But here, I'm going to take a bite. That's good. That's really, I mean, you know, I feel weird, like, just saying, "Oh, this is so good" about my meal. You know, all humility aside, it turned out like exactly how I wanted it to, and I'm gonna take a little bite of this drumstick as well here, just to see how that turned out as it was cooked, you know, in that sauce. So this is, you know, a chunk of the drumstick, and it cooked very nice, thoroughly through in that. But I'm gonna take a little bite of it, see if the flavor really came through, or if it's just kind of like a drumstick. We'll see. Yeah, that flavor came through. It's got that spicy ginger quality. This, you know, you can taste the ginger and the garlic in every bite. You can taste a little bit of carrot that went in with it, and you know, this is pretty much exactly what I was at or looking to make. So I really do appreciate, you know, I don't really have any viewers in Twitch right now, but I'm gonna be throwing this on YouTube, and I appreciate everyone who checks it out. You know, and I love comments like in the YouTube or, you know, in Twitch chat if you want to tune in live again. But that's what makes it fun. You know, you ask me questions, I'd love to get back to you and stuff. But the Bill Cosby bit, nice. I'm glad to hear it. And but yeah, like I said, you know, I love comments. So if something looked good to you and you liked it, let me know. Or if you just didn't agree with what I did somewhere, let me know as well. Because, you know, I kind of learn through experiences and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm gonna eat this now because I'm really hungry, and you know, I'm sitting here holding this food that I want to devour. So I'm gonna bring it down, or bring down the stream, and thanks again for, you know, for the views and stuff like that. And I hope you know, maybe you guys got inspired to make something cool. Not, you know, no biggie. Maybe cooking isn't your thing, but I'll check you guys later. And I'll be doing one again, I think, this weekend. Obviously, some people are going to be watching this way later, and they're not going to know when this weekend is. But that would be like the weekend of May 9th, I think. Yeah, May 9th is Friday. I definitely going to be cooking something on the weekend. It might be the 11th, which would be Sunday. So if you want to tune in live, you know, I'm going to post a comment or in the details of my Twitch page, and you can come watch it live because it's, you know, it's a lot of fun when people tune in and throw comments around, make fun of my outfits or my hair or whatever you want to do. But yeah, so I'll hopefully see you guys later, and I enjoyed, though, you know, I enjoyed making it for you.